What is going on? Although it hasn't been said, it's fair enough to say that when speaking of the Ensoniq Mirage, it's not really seen as a complete workstation, when in fact it could be. In this video, we're going to look at the sequencer on the Ensoniq Mirage, an 8-bit sampler with a lot more to offer than its bits. But first, I'd like to invite you to like, share, and subscribe to our sampler channel, and with that, let's get to it. Right, so the Ensoniq Mirage has an interesting architecture. Its keyboard and memory system is split into two halves, the lower half and the upper half, which conveniently is split right down the middle. Each half can accommodate 8 samples for a total of 16 individual samples loaded at any given time. Now the sequencer functions as a strict note recorder. You hit record, you start to play, when you're finished, you hit stop. And that's it. No quantize at all. However, when looking at these two things put together, we can look at the Mirage as a 16-track sequencer. And since you are able to overdub on this very basic sequencer, this setup can accommodate an entire song with some thought and pre-planning. Now what we've done today is use 5 samples in total to make a beat using the Mirage's sequencer. So let's quickly listen to our sounds. Alright, those are they. Now to engage the sequencer, you press the record button once to arm it and again to start it. Now it won't begin to record notes until you hit your first key, which is great because it gives you some time to set things up. So here we go, live and on the fly. Notice I just hit play again to take us out of record, and pressing right on the place where I'd like the sequence to stop makes it loop relatively on time. Let's add our second part on the upper half by doing an overdub. So to get into overdub mode, you press the record button again, followed by the play button. So everything starts back up as usual, but now when we play, we will not replace anything, but add to the sequence that we already have running. So we're off. A sequence looping according to my playing style, which is completely off today, and that's another story. But regardless, we're able to add up to 16 parts via individual samples to make up a complete song. So with a little bit of pre-planning, you could make an intro, a break, a chorus, all running from beginning to end and looping a completely linear way from the way we usually work with sequencers, because you gotta let everything play out in order to add. So I say this all to say that if you have a Mirage, or if you're getting into sampling, this is really an amazing way to learn sequencing and programming sequences, because if you start here and then get on a more proficient sampler, it's going to be so easy for you, because really this is the ground level of digital sequencing. And did I mention that even though this sequencer is running on its own, it can be synced to an external sequencer? When all is said and done and you have your masterpiece all laid out in the Mirage, you're able to save not 1, but 8 individual sequences onto a single floppy. No doubt, the Ensoniq Mirage is a lesser known gem of a sampler, often overshadowed by its younger siblings. Especially in the sequencer department, the Mirage still deserves a lot of credit for the things it can actually offer in today's times. If this was your only sampler, you would have everything you need to put together complete compositions, which isn't bad for an 8-bit sampler from 1984. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you liked and learned something today, subscribe to us on YouTube. I will catch you on the next one. In the meantime, take care of yourself. Peace.